Yo, what it is, YouTube? It's your boy DC coming back with another bullseye of a video here today. We're gonna be doing the tiers list on SoundToys plugins. Do you guys use SoundToys plugins? Let me know down below. I'm going over a couple of my favorite ones. If y'all do like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And down below, you want to support the channel, check the links and tell me what you think about this video. Give me more ideas so we could keep on rolling. Okay, that the first top of the tier, we got the mix and master tier. That's the best tier. Then we got rough mix, which is the ones that are good enough for that first bounce when you first record. We got vocal template, which is plugins that are good enough for the vocal template, but might be changed because they lack some features that other plugins got. Then we got the debatable, which is plugins that you hardly use right before you delete them. All right, the very first plugin I'm going to do is the decapitator, the cutter. I love the decapitator because you got a multitude of saturation modes. It's pretty much the pantry of saturation. You got your parsley, your green onion, your cilantro, your lemon pepper, your all this stuff, your cayenne, your chili pepper, your chili powder. You feel me? It's just pretty much a palette of seasoning and flavor, okay? So, you know, you got the trial tubes, the Pento, the Neve inside of it, the Ampex, all that nice stuff that will help you color your thing. So I like this plugin because of the drive button, which is the punish mode, and also the independent drive. Sometimes in other saturation plugins, what you'll have to do is that you'll actually have to, what you'll actually have to do is drive maybe like the input of the audio clip that's hitting the plugin type of situation. I like how this plugin automatically has it built in. You all obviously got the the parallel mix knob, which is absolutely great, and I love that. All right, so that's why it's going at the top of the list. It can be used on vocals, drums, all that nice stuff. So then we have, the little plate. I like the super plate a lot. If I would have put the super plate, it would have been at the mix and master tier, because we have different ways that we can hit that reverb upside the head like a little jig. You feel me? Through the input, the tube input, it's different drives and stuff like that. You can produce different tones out of the super plate, but with the little plate, it's always been basic to me. Always good enough for the template though. When I want to click a quick 2-second type of reverb, little plate is always the one that I go to, and it's a pretty simple reverb, but Valhalla plate is better. Okay, there's other better plate reverbs out there, okay, and that just has one particular sound, and that's why it's holding it back, and it's in the vocal template. It only got one style. It's a one-trick pony at the Kentucky Derby, okay. Devil Lock, we throwing Devil Lock at rough mix. I like Devil Lock a lot in terms of adding that texture, adding that Cheetos hot chips is what I think when I see this plugin, because I just love the way it adds some nice spice to things. All right, and that's in terms of ad libs. That's in terms of lead vocals. Maybe I just want to cut a certain part, let it be distorted. Sometimes you want to distort your reverb to get that Tory Lanez, that really spiky reverb, extend the high end, or your delay too, and get the distorted delay. So that's where a Devil Lock plugin would come in great. But I do think that something like Saturn 2 is a little bit better because you can pick where you do the distortion. Sometimes when you distort broadband, you distort the low mid or the low end, it's gonna sound mucky. It's gonna sound really weird. You can experiment with this. You take an 808, you throw a Devil Lock on it, and just listen to just the low end. Low end distortion is pretty nasty. That's why sometimes I like to use a multi-band distorter or something like that. Just distort the part that I want to distort. So that's why I threw it in rough mix. That's what's holding it back from being at mix and master. Okay, then you have Little Altar Boy. We got to throw that at the mix and master tier. Very simple plugin, but great to throw it on a lead vocal when you want to pitch something down. I just love how this one always sounds musical. I've tried to use other pitching plugins, but they never sound as good as Lil Altar Boy and as easy as it does. Using it on delays, sometimes I might even automate the mix knob as well. So a certain part, I just want to make the voice deep. That's a great plugin for that, and that's why that's going in mix and master tier. So far, what do you guys think about the list? What SoundToys plugins do you guys use? Do you have all of them, or do you have just a couple of them? I would recommend to get all of them because they're just that damn good. All right, rough mix is gonna be the little micro shift, because the little micro shift, there's a thing with the timing, right? This is why I use the Eventide H3000. You can mess with the timing on both sides. You know, sometimes the delay, because a doubler is a delay, sometimes that delay might be a little bit too long. So always use your ears when you apply the doubler. Do you hear like a little annoying little brother in the background that's following everywhere? Does the vocals start to sound like Siamese twins, like the doubler is connected to it? The doubler should always be, you know, kind of blended in well to give dimension, and you don't ever want to actually hear the doubler. So that's the problem that I have with little micro shifts. Although it is good and it lands on the rough mix a lot of times, that's what's kind of holding it back. The ability to not change the timing. Even doubler 2 lets you change the timing. So that's something to pay attention to when you guys are, you know, using a doubler, trying to add a little dimension, a little bit of width to your vocals. Pay attention to, listen to that timing in the, is it like the doubler a drag on the lead vocal? It should be blending in with it perfectly. That shirt should fit perfectly. All right. Then we're gonna bring up the side cue. I like that a lot. I love the drive knob, how independent it is. You know, it's doing its own thing. It's grown. It's 18 years old. It's independent. The drive knob. And then you got the upper mid and then the mid-range. I use those mostly, and I use this plug-in to boost because I love the color. I love the mid-range distortion and the bite that it can give to a mix bus, and also even lead vocals. So that's what we're looking at right there, and I like that plug-in a lot. You guys should try it out on the lead vocal. Just crack the top open, hit the mid-range a little bit, and listen how it makes vocals just sound more present. All right, cool. After that, little tap primal. We're gonna have to throw that in the debatable. I think there's better delay plugins than that. One of which being Valhalla Delay. For the price, Valhalla Delay will give you so many different sounds, and it's just better than the Primal Tap. You know, even though they're two different types of reverbs, it's like a multi-tap, what you call it? It's a multi-tap delay, multi-tap delay, which is completely different from like the Valhalla, which is like a complete delay with different stuff. Okay, so that's why I'm throwing it in debatable. Yeah, I don't really use it. The little radiator, not the one in your car, but the one on the plug-in, is really good. I love to use it for warming guitars. You know, I like to use it on the mix bus too. I've been throwing it on the mix bus lately. I love how it gives a mid-range girth, that tube, that gritty tube, okay? And then you also have the ability to smooth off vocals and de-harsh. I love the preset acoustic tamer on the little radiator. That's my favorite, preset on that plugin. I just love how it de-harshes things without having to use a de-esser. That's where that plugin really shines at, de-harshing things, all right? When you come to something like the Filter Freak, I think it has too many knobs and too many controls for rap music. I prefer to use the Waves one knob filter. Something as simple as that when I want to lo-fi a vocal or the beat, or just put like one of those, the umbrella over the beat, that underwater effect. That's the type of plugin I would go to, that one knob filter. But you can do a bunch of cool things with the Filter Freak, but for me, it's just too much going on. You want the most simplest stuff. Pan Man is a great plugin. Is that Pan Man? I think that's Crystallizer. Crystallizer is pretty good. I like it as a dope effect because it gives us that Disney Channel glittery Tinkerbell. With the wand, every you hear that crystally sound. That's what the sound that plugin produces. It's a delay, and I like to use that delay for like maybe special effects, which is what most SoundToys plugins are for, special effects. They're not like utility fab filter type of plugins. They're just like special effects for a quick moment in the mix. All right, so yeah, that's where Crystallizer goes, and that's the type of sound you can get with it, and I like it a lot. Pan Man is gonna go at mix and master. I love throwing the Pan Man on different things, hi-hats, a rim percussion that I want to move around. I like throwing the Pan Man on things that I want to have rhythm. I want them to shake around and have some movement. That's where I would use the Pan Man. Even on one-shot ad-libs, when I'm creating the chain, I'll, actually put the reverb on the actual track, you feel me? Because I want a different reverb from the rest of the vocals and stuff. I want a special reverb, a special moment. I'll put the Pan Man at the back end of the chain so that that reverb can be panned left and right and, create more of a moment, more of a swelling tail in an atmosphere inside of the song. So that's where I love using something like a Pan Man, and it's an absolutely incredible plugin, one of the best panners that you can use. It doesn't sound phasey, it sounds great, and it's quick. Okay, then you have the Echo Boy. I've been using Echo Boy differently from everybody lately. What I'll do is I'll go on the time. I'll click time and I'll put it on 0. Then I'll use that plugin like a saturator. Okay, so that's the way I've been using it. Now I'll put it on 0, put the mix knob to max, and I'll click tape, cheap tape on the right hand side, you know, the DMT, all that stuff like that on the right hand side, and just use it as a straight up saturator. I've been getting some ridiculous vocal sounds with it lately, throwing it on the reverb, you know, just using it like a saturator. You can use that plugin like a saturator. So yeah, that's where I like to use Echo Boy mostly. And it's still a great delay as well, but that's a creative way to use it. In terms of Phase Mistress, I think that plugin is just a little bit too complicated. You know, if you want a simple phaser, using something like Meta Flanger or Quick Phaser or Valhalla Delay or Ubermod is a great way to get a fast, great sounding phaser. I feel like this has too many controls, so that's why I didn't make it. And tremolator is going to end up in debatable. I do use the tremolator once in a while, but it's a specific effect like Drake Sticky, you know, that like that type of, you know, staccato type of sound. You don't really need it all the time. What do you guys think about the list though? All right. I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all now, YouTube gang. And let me know what SoundToys plugins y'all like to use and how you guys like to use them. I would love to know down below. Appreciate y'all now. Peace.